What's up, guys? We on number 11. Make a wish. It's watched 11/11.
Just my birthday.
Really?
Yeah, 11/11.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's old.
Yeah.
And you have so much bad love with men.
Or so you think.
Well, we know what's going on behind the deal. Welcome to Open Relationship Podcast, where we have open and honest conversations about everything from A to Z as it pertains to the LGBTQ plus community and beyond. I am your host, Rodney.
I'm Devin.
I'm Big Bone.
Come on, man.
I'm Solomon.
Well, Big Bone, how was your week?
Always been really chill. It's been really good. I actually just got a second job that I start next week.
Yes.
At Icon Midtown, so I'm excited.
What's that?
It's the high-rise apartments in Midtown.
You gonna be a leasing agent?
Concierge.
Okay.
Yes, get that extra coin.
I'll let you afterwards.
Oh, you are looking for a new place, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm about to say, what's that? Like, I sent y'all in the thing when she said,
What? Which who?
Stay studs with Stacy.
Stubbs by Stacey.
Yeah, studs
by Stacey. Oh my God, that was funny.
Everybody in there stood by Stacy.
Right.
Well, Devin, how was your week?
I had a good week. It's been kind of slow, but I just been relaxing. I go back to work next week, so my summer break is over already. School starts. Our students come back August 2nd, but teachers return July 18th, which is Monday, just to like get our classrooms together, have meetings, and then we'll do like a region-wide like summit, like all that kind of stuff. So they've sent out the itinerary already, so I'm like, wow, like it's real. Like summer break is over. But I'm excited though to be back.
So that's it Wednesday.
So Monday I start back. Yeah. And then
because 15 is Friday.
right, and then August the 2nd, that's when the students come back. So
Wow.
yeah, I know.
That sounds
Exactly.
so depressing.
Well, it's
I don't know why this is depressing.
it's
I mean, it's his job.
yeah,
I
it's
know you need a job.
well, the good thing about it is I'm doing something I love. So when I go to work, it's like, who wants to get up like first thing in the morning? But at the same time, once I'm there, like I'm in my element. Like that's what I love to do. I see the difference that I'm making. So again, I would like to, have a little more time off for the summer, but also I don't want to sit home all day. Like, so it's bittersweet, right? Spending money, so it's like bittersweet. Like I'm excited, but at the same time, I could use a little more time. So, yes, come to my classroom. Yes, come to my classroom.
We're teaching gay.
Y'all are always welcome.
We'll have a pizza party.
Maybe ice cream party. I don't like pizza parties. I like ice
It's for
cream.
the children.
Oh, true. But yeah, I would love for y'all to come. When I was teaching in Maryland, I always said people come to my classroom. So like family would come, friends would stop by, and my students love it. Like they're always nosy. They're in my business.
that
Y'all
would be so
should.
I know that would be dope.
I want to see you cuss
Can I
out
wear
kids.
hoochie daddy shorts?
They're gonna question you, but you can wear them.
I just want to do it for the teeth, not for them. I might wear nice little joggers and take those off.
Oh, not you trying to come get one of my coworkers. They're gonna put you out the building, okay?
You need to be put out the
You might think they might be putting me out. Devin, not Devin, Lord Solomon. How was your week?
It's been a good week. So I watched B-Boy Blues, the movie.
What's that about?
It's based off of a book. Don't get me, Lord forgive me, the name of the author slips my mind.
He gay?
Yes.
I think I know what you're talking about.
But it was produced by Justice Smollett, and it was a really good movie. And
That's the one that faked the.
Yeah.
Hate
But we're not talking about that. We're talking about the book.
I just had to make sure we're talking about the same
Yeah,
person.
yeah.
Okay.
But it was a really good movie, and it reminded me of when I read the book.
Okay.
Because it was actually pretty true to the book. So that was exciting, and like the people really came for us on YouTube in the comments. Like, that was
with the
exciting.
latest episode, yeah,
Yeah.
it was exciting.
Yeah.
But guess what? Look, y'all, thank you for watching.
Yes.
And
Yes.
thank you for commenting.
Yes,
Please
yes.
do. If you come for me, just know it's not gonna be cute.
He's gonna.
But other than that, I would say I had a good week. You know, my uncle passed, but this is not. It's sad. No, Lord, once I'm happy, but I'm really happy that he's not suffering anymore.
Right,
I
right.
know how his children feel because that's their dad.
Of course.
Right.
Yeah.
For me, this knowing my uncle, I know how he was up and about.
Right.
I'm happy that he's with my grandmother and his sister and his mom and dad. So that's joyous to go home when you have people on the other side.
Right.
Yeah.
Work is kind of dwindling down. I know I've been on my work tip like hate train, but I'm still interviewing, however. It's not as stressful as it used to be. And also, we're going to talk about it in the show, but like, if y'all going to comment something, please be factual. If I don't know you, you don't know me, don't speak on my life. Don't tell me how I am. That you look very stupid. Like, you just look stupid. But now, if you know me, then yeah, debate with me. But don't call me. So don't say I'm not for a trans woman when I am.
Yeah, that, well, yeah.
Yeah, I just,
That was like stupid. So if I don't agree with black people, I'm not black. Like, that's how you sound. Like, that's dumb to me.
Well, one of your friends was kikiing on your post, and you were kikiing back with them after they said something about me being bothered. And I clearly was not bothered. I'm always passionate about what I talk about. You know that.
Why are you explaining
Because we're
that?
talking about, you're getting at a person, so I'm like, well, we can't really, like, you know, come at them because you were just kikiing with somebody that.
He said,
Here we
like,
go.
It was clothing. I think, is that what you're talking about?
Oh, okay. You were agreeing with that part. Okay.
Yeah, not with him talking about how you felt.
Oh, okay.
I think you lost everybody with the clothing, as you can tell in the comments.
To them, yeah. To them, and that's
I
fine.
didn't even know somebody.
And that's fine, but I would say it again because it's the same thing.
It's
Like,
true.
right, exactly. There you go with the sweetie. Do not call me sweetie. I'm serious. Do not call me sweetie. I do not like that. Like, I do not like that at all.
You don't like it.
I don't like it.
What should we
Yeah.
call you? So
You can call me my name, or you could just not call me anything. Yeah.
Nothing. Okay, nothing.
Yeah. I said anything.
Or
I
we
said-
can move on.
No, but we're just speaking. But like I did learn something though, Devin. That guy was telling how like men started wearing. I didn't know men wear dresses back then.
I didn't know that. I did see that, and that was a lesson learned for me too, because I was like,
Oh, that was on the comments?
Yeah, under my post.
yeah, he started naming like all the different things. Basically, some of the things that I was saying that women historically did and now men do. He was saying that even before that, men historically did it at some point, like before women.
Yeah,
so I didn't know.
Men was the first people to wear wigs before women.
He said wigs. He said some type of heel. He said some type of jewelry. I think earrings.
Okay.
He named a couple things, and I did fact check some of it, and it went back further than what I thought. So that was cool.
Nice.
Yeah, that part was cool. That's it though.
Okay, Devin.
All right, so now moving on to the next segment of our show, we're going to highlight our sponsor. Tonight we are being sponsored by Yellowtail, which is made in Australia by the 6th generation Costella family. I hope I'm saying it right. It might be like Castella, but I think it's Costella. But anyway, this is a Sangria Blanco. So I've taken a sip of it. We're all going to sip it together. This is a perfect sangria that goes with fruit because it has a lot of fruit in it, obviously. You can serve it chilled. You can serve it with food or just drink it by itself. So let's go ahead and taste it and see what it's like for y'all because I know what it tastes like. Oh, you sipped it too?
Yeah.
You snuck on it. We all snuck on it? Okay.
It's good.
Now this is good, y'all. But I ain't gonna lie. This is all the wine sponsors are good.
Right.
This is good. Gotta put that out there.
Right. Right. They're all good, and we thank you all so much. But this is really good. This tastes like biting into a peach, though, for me.
It actually
Like,
does.
yeah,
It
like peach with fizz. Like, I don't
really
taste the other flavors in there.
Good. Like,
Yeah.
you want a good date?
Yes, exactly. So this wine comes from Australia. This is the Sangria Blanco. So definitely get you a bottle of it. I know we tell you guys each week to get you a bottle of whatever we're drinking, but we mean it. It's good.
Oh yeah.
And as you can see, you know, it allows you to have a good time and be loose and opinionated and
Ooh, this would be perfect.
Share how you
like
feel.
At the park on a summer day.
oh, it would be.
I wanna
be-
Yeah,
make some
it would
outside
be.
content.
Now, you weren't here for the outside content before.
No, I ain't say OnlyFans. That's the outside content for personal use.
Right.
Oh,
So for the archives, keep it in your phone type
For
of
the
thing.
archives.
So thank you again to our sponsors for today.
All right.
I keep making a mess with this table.
All right, so on Pillow Talk with Tay today, we're first going to start off with the song and video review that we all did on Sierra's song Jump. So Sierra hasn't put out a song since for 3 years. So this was supposed to be her big comeback or whatever. And for someone, I am a Sierra fan, so I will say that I liked the video, but I hated the song. Period. Like, it gave me kid pop. Like,
Yeah.
it really did.
You know, Sierra is really good for a dance song, and so that's what it gives me.
Mm-hmm.
I like the video. It was very reminiscent of Janet.
Yes.
It gave some very strong Janet energy and imagery, and it also, even with her costume, very much Janet. And then there was even an imagery of like Destiny's Child when they were at the beach.
Okay.
And so I can definitely see her giving homage to the classics and the imagery. It's an A for me.
I actually liked it. It's Sierra. She stayed on brand, and I don't think there's nothing wrong with staying on brand. I guess what makes me not upset, just disappointed. It's just like Beyonce can put out anything she want to put out. Everybody gonna love it.
Everybody gonna love it.
But when people put out other artists, female artists, always trash. I'm like, what was trash about it? She's very visual. I agree with everything you just said. So I'm like, that's Sierra. Like, it's Sierra. She's been the same since 2005. And I'm here for it.
Yeah, I pretty much agree with y'all. I don't care for the song as much, but I don't hate it. Like, that's Sierra. That's just a part of what she does. She's gonna do a good dance track. I do love the video. I love the Janet correlation, but I want more of like
Heartbroken Sierra.
Like,
Heartbroken Sierra makes hits.
only because, you know, and I'm not that I want to sit down and like listen to sad music, but I love a good R&B song, like a good slow song that I could like turn up and sing to the top of my lungs. Like, that's what I like. So give me both. Like, give me like a good hit dance song, but then give me something that I could be
I
like,
can't stand a sad song.
I can't.
I love to sing my heart out. Like, I'd be singing.
I like damn, but she was sad.
Right.
Mary Blige made good sad music.
Right.
Tony Braxton.
And I can't wait for
She
she
does
to
as
make
well.
her new album because I know it's gonna be good.
You know her heart is
And I'm
broken.
even rolling her through the dirt.
I don't even know how that went left. I guess that's for another show. But I thought they were doing well, and then all of a sudden he was like, "We don't want you," and like all this. Like, I don't know. I got lost.
She gonna sing her ass
Yeah,
off.
and I can't wait because remember she's like, "Love."
And Yodel.
Never.
Knew what I was
I'm not gonna play with
missing.
I'm not gonna play with y'all, but no, I love Sierra. But I personally feel like when she was single and heartbroken, baby, Sierra made hits. Like,
Yeah.
That's pretty
Well,
much
that may-
anybody.
I never
True.
played Sierra
A lot of
for
people.
heartbroken music.
really?
So what album?
Well, I'm not gonna say
She-
heartbroken movie, but her music was more, for me at the time, was more relatable.
Like what?
Like, I bet.
I bet.
you gotta remind me how that goes.
And I.
I know
And
that.
that was really good one. I can't sing it. I
My
bet.
Love,
Listen,
so hard. Like, she
sing
had
a
hits.
little bit of I bet so they can remember what song.
Oh, child. hold
I
on.
bet you start loving
Yeah.
me. Okay, that
Right,
was
that
the
right.
best one.
Exactly,
But
like
the
something.
others,
Okay.
I was not here for. But that's okay. Like, Sierra being crunk. I like her
Right.
being sad. To me, she don't remind me of a sad artist.
Yeah,
if that makes
she's
sense.
definitely like a pop dad.
She doesn't
you know.
pull at the heartstrings like a Fantasia or a
Yeah.
Tony Braxton.
True.
Like, if you were to say, if you don't want me, don't talk to me, you know.
Oh,
those
yes.
lyrics.
Wow. Word.
Another
Yes.
sad love song, you know those lyrics.
Yeah.
And so these are artists.
Oh, wait. 7 whole days.
Hey.
And not a word from you. Hey, I can't sleep. I can't
Wait. How you jump to a whole?
You got not another
He
chance.
went.
That's old school. That's not. That's
On my own. Now that's what you know. That's real. After you had sex, every you was 7 whole days.
So before we finish our review, I'm gonna take it.
I've never had those experiences.
I'm gonna take it back to the Beard Gordy days. So we're gonna say this: if you're down to your last dollar, would you buy this record or a slice of pizza?
Sierra's record. I
I
love
buy a
pizza.
record.
We buy it.
I buy it.
Solomon.
You said pizza.
I love pizza. I'm gonna get pizza. Is that bad? That's not bad.
It's just it's
Why are you looking like that? That's not bad.
Girl, he read about
I don't know. So maybe I would have to hear the rest.
I only
of the
got
album.
$1.
Okay.
I would probably have to hear
Well, I'm
the
just
rest
saying this individual record.
of- Oh, pizza.
So would you?
Oh my God, Sierra, I love you.
Sierra, I love you too. Like, I love you. I love you.
Tay?
Pizza.
And you the fan.
I don't like the song. I love the
Okay,
video.
I want to be fair. Break My Soul or Pizza?
I'm gonna get the pizza because I'll probably hear the song on the radio again. So I'm still gonna get pizza.
See, you got to excuse me. You see what I mean? Break My Soul or Pizza?
Break My Soul.
Break My Soul
You
or
love
Pizza?
Okay.
Pizza.
Okay, pizza too. So.
What about you? Break My Soul. You gonna say pizza?
But no, but I didn't like this song for Beyonce. It
Okay.
wasn't just I don't like Beyonce, but that wasn't to me. To me, she was off brand. I don't like to see people elevate and go on a pop star and all. Stick to what you did.
But I think Beyonce going off brand is Beyonce. That is Beyonce. I mean, she did a whole country
she's known
song.
for changing.
I
She's
didn't like her country song.
yeah, she's been. I feel like she's been going off brand for years. Like trying to just get into different lanes and like all
And
that
it's
kind of
worked.
stuff. Yeah, I feel like
let's
it's
see what the
worked.
album
But I do
comes
miss the
out.
Heartbroken. I miss the Dance for Me. I miss the 1+1 Beyonce. Like
Anthony, Beyonce.
hello.
Had you in the mirror, just
The Mirror had me dancing for somebody.
It made me
Okay.
mad though when
Oh,
Kelly was having
Dance
a
for You,
good
right?
little
Yes.
run. What was that
Oh,
song?
yeah, Dance for You,
Kelly
not
had
Dance for
Lil Rain. And then she made that Dance for You song.
motivation.
Motivation was everything.
That was
and
the
Kelly
song.
was shining.
Yeah.
Then here comes Beyonce. Tonight, I want you little. Oh.
but look when she whipped her hair.
Exactly. Oh God.
I was like,
But I think both songs was good.
Both were, but
were.
I've danced to Dance for You for someone.
I have to.
Oh, I
Compared
did
to Motivation. You dance to Motivation?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, what you do?
Yeah, Motivation.
So you like motivation more than dance for you?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Put them knees to work, didn't you?
Hey.
So would you say Motivation or Dance for You?
Dance for you.
Motivation or Dance for You?
Dance for You.
Dance for You.
Yeah, I breaks it down.
But they both were good. So
They were
They
like
were.
good.
They were
I
really
do
good.
both.
They
I
were
say
really
both.
good.
The
Yeah.
Both are two different. I would be
No, you
real
gotta
nasty.
choose. You gotta choose.
It's motivation. Why don't be like sexual and just.
Dance for You
know.
is nastier.
So what about dance for you or rocket?
Ooh, that's a good one, but I'm gonna still have to go with Dance for You.
Rocket.
We know what's better.
Rocket. It's definitely Rocket
Promise
for
is
me.
better than Dance for You and Motivation by Sierra.
Not to dance to.
Promise?
Not to dance to.
Promise.
Promise was a good time.
Not to
Promise was a
dance.
good time, but what was the other one Sierra did? The one where she was the dancing and what was it called? What was it called? She was dancing on a pole and everything.
She was dancing on the mic.
Oh,
I think so.
No, that's
but-
Promise.
Yeah.
The one she had the blonde bob.
I don't know.
I forgot the name of that song, but it was one of her best songs. Like it went on the top charts and everything. What was the name of that song?
What she danced for Future?
She was with Future. She was with Future.
I didn't talking about. Oh yeah, now that was a good.
That was a good song. I can't think of the name.
I cannot
of
think
it.
of the lyric, but she was with Future. Still dance for Future.
If she was dancing for him, I'm sure it was a good
Body
song.
Party.
Oh
Yeah.
yes. That's
Okay,
it.
yeah,
Yes.
that's a
Yeah,
good
yeah.
one.
So now I might have to go with Body Party and then Dance for You. I might.
Yeah,
I
the Body
might.
Party,
Because listen, okay. So yeah, I might have to.
I had a couple of things. Body Party. But no, I gotta say, no, Dance for You. I mean, not Dance for You, but I promise I was young and horny, so I was having sex a lot. I promise.
Oh my
Oh
God.
my God, I can't.
Those were good songs that we just reminisced about.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
they
listen
were.
to those as soon as I get in the car.
It was a
But then no,
time
because
to
I'm
be
ready to
alive.
dance. I'll be ready to dance if I do
Time to
that.
do it next.
Especially after this wine.
Okay,
Not,
so
not after this one.
on to the next part of the segment. We're gonna talk about. I just recently found out that one of my favorite actors has been canceled by the Black and gay community, and I did not know. So last week, Tia and Tamara Mallory celebrated their 45th birthday.
They 45.
They are 45.
Wow.
They look so good.
And don't
Let me
look
not
good.
say that if you call me ages. They're beautiful black women.
They are definitely beautiful black
They
women. And I saw that
She don't want to
on
get canceled.
different outlets like BET, VH1, everyone was wishing Tia happy birthday. And someone made the comment say, well, y'all know she's a twin, right? And they was like, oh, well, we don't fuck with Tamara. And I was like, what? So I started reading the comments and, a few things I did recognize. They said that basically they canceled her due to the fact that she has a racist husband. They consider her husband racist. And also because of the homophobic, comment they feel like she made about Bert and Ernie.
What'd she say?
By who?
Bert and Ernie on Sesame Street.
What'd she say?
So they were saying that a lot of people thought that the director made Bert and Ernie gay. But he went
A lot of people feel that.
Yeah, but he went on social media and said that that wasn't the case, that they wasn't. But she said that if they were, basically saying that she would have to question her kids watching it because they would be wondering, like, what are you teaching my kids? So Jenny Mai made the comment saying, well, why would it have mattered if they've been gay or not? Because at the end of the day, if you're saying that you wouldn't let your kids watch it, you basically tell your kids, though, it's not okay to be gay. But I personally don't feel like what she said was homophobic. I feel like that's just her personal opinion, and that's her kids. You know, so I don't think that we should cancel her because she feels that that's not something that she wants to introduce her kids to right now. But a lot of people in the gay community took it very offensive to what she said, and I really don't understand why. I mean, that's her life, that's her kids, and if she's not ready to introduce that to them, then I just feel like that's her choice. But a lot of people feel like she was being homophobic by saying that she may not have allowed her kids to watch it if that was the case, that the, characters were gay. So, me personally, again, I don't feel like that's right. And then to cancel her because they feel like her husband is racist.
He voted for Trump.
Okay, so he is a Trump supporter. But again, you have to think about when you marry somebody, your views are not always the same as your partner's.
But they also commented that she has very conservative views. So there wasn't any commentation or commentary whether she was a Trump supporter, but she also has very conservative views, and that also just comes from the comment that she made about Bert and Ernie.
Right.
And so, I mean, at this point, I am in agreement with the both of you. I mean, I think that's just her personal view, and I think that's the purpose of the show that she's on.
Right.
To express your personal views. And
similar to ours.
Yeah, similar to ours, where we talk about where we have open and honest conversations about everything. And so, but I can understand how a community can be maybe offended in the sense that you will see gay and lesbians and anybody in the LGBT community anywhere and everywhere.
Right.
And so to shield your children from the topic of the LGBT community seems a little pointless.
Okay.
I'm gonna say this. Let me comment on the Trump supporter. Now, if my husband openly voted for Trump, it would have not been said outside of my house.
Okay.
Period. Because if you voted for Trump and what Trump did, and you happen to say that, I'm looking at you crazy. But now we already married, so I know you. Like I know how you are as a person. So I'm not gonna leave you, but you better not say shit outside of this bedroom.
But you can't control someone's.
I'm gonna tell you, look, and we'll get us secretly divorced. Because anybody who said for Trump is weird. I don't care what you say, how you say it. Like that man is racist. Period. I mean, his track record shows. You need to go through all that the log what he do. Now, when it comes to Bert and Ernie, you as a parent have the right to say what you want for your children. Period. I'm not mad at it. I know what I might do for my kids.
Right.
So I'm just keeping it real. Now, so that's that. Like, I'm tired of people always trying to say you're homophobic, are you this, are you that, because you don't agree with the narrative. That's okay. The word opinion is made for a reason. You have opinions. You're not realizing y'all have people in politics right now who are making changes to your lives daily.
Right.
Y'all don't be on their ass. I mean, let's be honest. It's just if it don't affect you, y'all like fuck it.
Right.
Watch where you're pointing though.
Yeah.
So like no, I mean it's my thumb. Again, freedom of this. So again, see how you just try to trump me?
No, because when you go like this, you're signifying that.
No. Okay, so you're gonna say no. I'm not pointing that style at me. Then you want me to say okay?
So the people know what's going on.
Yeah. So you're right. Okay, I can see that. So no, it's my figure of speech, my expressions when I talk. So it just really bothers me when the shoe don't fit, y'all don't care. But when it hit y'all feet, then y'all want to cry and all this stuff. I just found it very weird. And I even took a political class. I think everybody should take that in college or in high school because y'all, it's people right now who can change your life.
There are people right now who are changing lives. I mean, we just saw that within the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, so like y'all need to worry about these politicians because Tamara is sleeping happily with her man
Baby, what?
every night.
Exactly. Exactly.
Cheers to Twisted Sisters.
Yeah, I like I said, I love Tia and Samira. Like, now don't get me wrong, Tia, she's black girl magic all the way. Like, she is. But I also want to see that y'all gotta remember that these.
But she's biracial.
I was about to say that
Yeah.
their dad is very much white,
Right.
You know, so I feel like they have to be on both standpoints at certain periods. But I just feel like with Tia, she represents for the black. Everybody know her as Melanie Barnett.
Right, exactly.
Like,
oh, I miss Mel Barnett. I miss Mel Barnett so much. Like, I love that.
Tamara's just the housewife. She's the housewife. You
Not
know,
just the
Well, I won't say just the
Was she on
housewife.
the real?
She was. I mean, the show's over with, but she was one of the
Tamara was
original.
Yeah, but I won't say
liked
just
her,
the housewife.
on the real.
I did too. I really liked her on the real.
I did too, because I love to hear her point of view of things and stuff, and like that was a different side of her, because you seen her be the goofy one on Sister and stuff, so to be able to see a different side. I really liked her, and I hate that she left or whatever, but I understand why she left too, because they used to make a lot of comments about her husband and stuff, and she got on it one day and she got really like offensive about them saying, you know, her husband was racist, and she looked up in the camera.
Well, I would say the same thing. Again, she kept the shit in your house. Like, I'm just keeping it real. Your husband is racist. He voted for Trump.
Oh,
Period.
So by him voting for Trump, that makes him racist?
I would say that now, if you vote no, because Trump ran a racist campaign, he could never bring back. What was his slogan?
Make America Great
Make
Again.
America-
When was America ever great?
Yeah.
So that to me was what we talking about, doing segregation, doing slavery. He never said which part of an era of America.
Right.
He said make America great again. So that was a racist ass slogan to me. And then you see all the bigots and all the racists got on his campaign. I think he's in history for having the most racist people vote for him. Like the organization and things. He has the most votes.
I don't care for Trump, but
That's
Trump
what I
gave
was
us that money,
reading.
though. I'm gonna say
Could be
that.
wrong.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like the whole Bert and Ernie thing, I don't think she was necessarily homophobic with it. And my whole thing is with when we start talking about like gay cartoons and like all this, is just my question is just for what? You know, like what would be the purpose of like displaying like guy on guy that young? Like what would be the purpose to me? That's my question. Now, when we start getting like a little bit older, we might want to consider having like a class on segregation that teaches people like in middle school how to be accepting of other, you know, whatever sexual orientations, races, whatever.
Max, a question.
But that young, I just don't see the need.
Question.
No, the first I would just want to see what he's thinking about because I'm confused. Not saying you say anything wrong.
Yeah.
Just elaborate more. We say guy on guy. Do you mean like having two dads or
No,
being
just
romantic?
just be like what would be if we're portraying like action figures or characters. So Bert and Ernie, if they were gay, what would that look like? So what would they do that signifies them being gay, and what purpose would that serve? Like, why would that be necessary for children? That's my question. Like, if we're gonna call them gay, how will we know they're gay? Are they gonna be men with purses? Are they gonna kiss each other? And if so, what would be the point?
I would say this. I would not be against me personally. This is my personal opinion. Having a show with a person having two dads or two moms. Or, they mom and dad kiss at night. That's okay.
Exactly.
But I don't agree with sexual scenes. That's for straight.
Well, Bert and Ernie definitely wouldn't have sexual
yeah.
scenes.
For kids.
Right.
Of course not.
Yeah. They
but,
wouldn't.
They do have some shows out
And,
there.
and so what I'm saying is I agree to your point of like we have like two dads, two moms, whatever, but to introduce that at such a young level, such as Bert and Ernie, because if you're watching Bert and Ernie 9 out of 10, you're not in middle school, you're not in, excuse me, even elementary. For the most part, you're like young. So I feel like at that age, what would be the point or the?
I mean,
because
I
at that age, some kids really live that life. Some kids really have a dad and a mom and mom. So I think it should be for everyone, but it's not. But again, you have to watch that channel. You have to watch that show.
But again, with Bert and Ernie though, so with two dads, yes, a lot of people grow up with two dads, two moms, whatever, got it. But again, with that age of Bert and Ernie, they wouldn't be two dads because neither of them are dads. So what would be their gay representation?
Oh,
you know what I mean? Like, right, like that age. Like, what would be their gay? How would we know they're gay?
In age, because age don't matter to me. But if you talk about as far as that character, they didn't give me gay. They gave me best friends.
So they weren't. So it wasn't a big deal type of thing. Because I didn't even see it. But
I mean, I didn't. It didn't come into my awareness until I was much older. And so, like, people started bringing it to my attention that, oh, Bert and Ernie are gay and da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
And then when I was young, I was just like, okay, these are just two characters who live together.
They slept in the same bed.
They slept in the same bed. And I didn't think about it when I was younger.
You're innocent.
But, but I mean, to your point, you do have individuals you have young kids who have that representation in their household. But for individuals for young kids who don't have that representation in the household, it doesn't really make a difference because they're not tuned to it.
I think kids are way more advanced now.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, there's
my nephew is 7, and he asked me a question about a person I was dating. And he was like, "Is that your boyfriend?"
Yeah, they kind of.
And I was like, yes. I'm not gonna lie to my nephew.
Yeah.
Like, yes, that's my boyfriend. He just okay. He just left it alone. Like, now if he would follow up, I'm like, no, look, mind your damn business.
Right.
But like, I'm not going to shun a child for asking a question because I want to get away from kids being chastised for asking a question.
Right.
If it's something they don't know about, educate them.
Especially if it's a truth.
You know what I'm saying?
It's
It's my
truth.
truth.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, this is my because it's stupid.
Yeah.
But it seems like I'm lying about my life. I'm not gonna lie to my nephew.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I say, yeah, this is my boyfriend. Like, okay.
Well, I'm gonna say this. I don't agree with that only because, like, for me, okay, so I'll say this. My fiance, his little cousin came up to ask me if I was his boyfriend. I didn't respond. I didn't right away say yes because I didn't know, how her parents were and stuff like that. So I wasn't gonna be the one. I wasn't gonna be the one to tell her. You know what I'm saying?
What'd you say?
I went to tell him. I was like, look, she got a question. Because that's his family.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
And I see that point too.
Yeah,
I think
I'm
that's
not gonna
very
do
fair.
that.
I probably still would have said
I
yes.
wanted to, but I thought about like, well, I don't know
yeah, we
what they
paying bills
teach her.
together, we having
Right.
sex, even in my personal life. But if this is my man, yes, girl, this is my man. And if you gonna like it, your mama got an issue with it, then we don't need to be at your house. I'm being honest.
I think I would probably be the same way. If it's my family, yes, this is my man.
Yeah, if it's my family,
boyfriend.
yes, but it wasn't my
But to
family.
your point, if it was like my boyfriend's family, then I would be like, babe, do they know what's going on? Like, is it
Yeah.
okay to
I'm
talk?
probably call him over there.
You know,
Say,
just-
you answer her.
Just because I feel
that's what it
like,
is.
yeah.
'Cause I didn't
now,
wanna
if
be
he
the
wouldn't
one.
lie, we had an issue.
Then we're fighting in front of your cousin, so they're gonna know we
But
together.
I'm saying, like, I just feel like.
Oh, I get what
that
you're
was-
saying
yeah,
now.
that was
Okay, I
their
agree with you.
yeah.
Like, you shouldn't have said it, he should have said it.
Right.
Okay.
Well, see, my thing is, if I'm going to be dating somebody, your people need to know. Your people need to know what's up.
I agree with that too, because
Yeah,
I ain't
so-
got time for that.
But what if they just didn't tell the
I
kids?
don't know
Like,
what
all the adults
the
know, but
family
they didn't
knew.
tell the
But at the
kids.
same time,
Like,
But she was only 6. She was only 6.
Because they might shelter their, like,
why
you
do
know,
I need
kids
to be
from
walking
like...
around on eggshells for a 7-year-old?
Don't invite me.
You don't at all.
I
I wouldn't
now,
be.
talk
I wouldn't
between
be.
the
I'm not
two.
doing it.
Latoya, I don't know where I stand. I never felt like this before in a long time.
I just think it's like for me, I just looked at it more as a respect thing because again, that was his family, and again, the adults knew, but by her being
When was
6, this was actually New Year's.
She was probably confirming. She knew.
I would say this.
Confirming.
I would say this.
Probably.
I would do this. I think I like what you said. I would have got my partner and let my partner tell his little cousin that we're gay.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, if my partner would have said, no, we're friends, I would say, oh, no, sweetie, we're together.
Oh, now we would have definitely had a problem.
I would
But
break that right there. No, we're boyfriend and boyfriend.
But see, so then that just turns into, like, that just creates conflict. I mean, it's going to be conflict either way. I mean, regardless, because if you tell it, then the other person might be mad. If the person lies, and then now you're mad. And so...
You better not lie. Like...
At this big age...
Be like, I mean, if y'all haven't introduced, like, at this point, all the kids not should be introduced, but there should have been some type of conversation at this point that I'm like the gay uncle, the gay cousin, whatever. Like, whatever.
good point.
And the same should probably happen with my significant other. At some point, your family's addressing the fact that you're the gay cousin, the gay uncle, whatever. So the little ones, I'm pretty sure they've heard people talking or, like, they know. Like, you know what I mean? So just make sure everybody knows.
The thing is, she came up and she asked. It's not like you went over there and be like, I'm gay.
Right.
It's not like you just went over there and was like, I'm fucking your daddy.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
We're not doing that.
Right.
But she walked up, she came up and she was
did
like,
ask.
is this your boyfriend? Are y'all together? Yes.
It's so innocent. I don't think it's like they're being nasty and mean. It's just an innocent question.
Exactly.
Because my
They really
nephew
wanna-
asked, it wasn't. I didn't feel judged. I didn't feel less than of an uncle.
Right.
He was just like, Uncle Rodney, Is this your man?
Right. And a lot of them are intrigued because it's so new in a sense to them. Like historically they see like, oh, mom and dad together, grandpop and grandmom together, whatever, auntie, uncle. So like sometimes like being gay is like a cool thing, like a bells and whistle almost, because people are like, oh, like, so how do you be yourself? And how do you know what I mean? What's your life like? And it's like, even though a lot of our lives may not be that much different than someone who's straight, it's still a little fascinating. So I always get it when kids are like, oh, you got your nails done, or oh, well, is that your boyfriend? Or, oh, like, I find it like, cool,
And I would
'cause
say
they wanna
this
learn.
too. I am the first openly gay male. Should say it like that. But openly gay male in my family.
I'm
Me
only
too.
the second, so I'll toast to that. I'm only the second.
So
I think I'm the second.
and I feel like
I'm the first too.
that my
Okay, so
family
like,
member, I don't want to make sure too much, is going to be gay. I know it. So I want to make sure everything, I'm very conscious of what I do,
There you go.
what I post,
There you
because
go.
I want him to know that, yeah, you're going to have sex. I'm not going to tell you don't have sex
Right.
at 15, 16, because I was. But you're going to say, you know what, my cousin was gay, but he was on his shit. He was
Right.
educated, he was smart, he was
Successful,
good job,
exactly.
and successful. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So like, and it's sad because straight people get a pass. They go to jail, do all kind of shit. The family love them. But because I'm gay, I'm the first openly gay person, I want to make it easier for the people coming behind me.
Right.
You know what I
I
mean?
agree.
I
So
agree.
like, it's just certain things that I just won't post. People like, why? Because I just can't.
Yeah.
Because I know my little cousin watches me.
And I get, and you know what?
You know what I'm saying?
Right, I
So-
respect that because I do the same thing with my little. When my little brothers were growing up, like it was a lot of things I would not do in front of them because that's my little brother and I'm who they look up to. So not that I would have an issue had either one of them turn out to be gay, but I didn't want to be the reason that they decided that they wanted to be gay. I wanted because that's what they wanted to do.
Right.
So like I had different things going on where I was supposed to be on like different web series and stuff, and I had sexting, and I turned it down because I have little brothers that be on YouTube watching stuff. I don't want them seeing that. Like I don't want them to be like, oh, well, this is what my big brother doing. Maybe I should do it. Like if you're gonna do it because it's what you want, not because you see your big brother doing it. So
And
I
not
definitely
just,
get that.
Not just because this is what you want, but this is who you are.
And that's who you are, right?
Yeah.
I
That's a very important
That was a
distinction.
good. That was really good, even though it's not the main topic. But
It kind of.
I mean, we
I
always
enjoyed
snowball.
it.
we always do that though.
yeah, but this was a good conversation.
Right.
Good job, guys.
Yeah.
We gotta have a good conversation for the main topic.
Okay.
And the girls getting fight. Now, boy.
And so that brings us into our main topic of the cancel culture. And so cancel culture stemmed from the late 2010s and early 2020s in which someone is thrust out of or thrown out of social and professional arenas due to insensitivity, misuse of power, unethical practices, and sexual and or other forms of abuse. And so we talked about
Tamara Mallory.
Tamara. Yeah, I want to make sure I get them right. Tamara Mallory and how she's been canceled because of her association with her husband and her own perceived ideas on, or which were perceived to be homophobic. And so, how do you think cancel culture has benefited America?
I don't think it has, personally, because I just don't see the purpose in canceling someone for, them having an opinion or making a mistake. Like, everybody's human. So I just don't get that. Cancel, why? Like, who are you to cancel somebody? Like, or to cancel because of something that they chose to do or a decision they chose to make or who they choose to love. Like, I just don't get that, and I don't agree with it. Now, that's just my personal opinion, but I don't get it.
I would say this: if you are any elected official, it matters because you are just not representing one person. You are representing everybody.
Okay, so I get that.
So views and values and what you believe in, just don't get it put out. Like, talk your shit behind closed doors. I don't believe in leaking information. I think that's rude and nasty. I don't think you should ever have your stuff leaked or put out because at the day that's private.
Right.
If you openly go out and say, I don't like black people, then yeah, you're asking to go. If a black person say, I don't like white people, you need to go because you would not represent the one person, you represent everybody. Now, for CEOs and things like that, I can't tell a company what to do.
Right.
It's up to those employees who want to work for a CEO like that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's, to me,
But at the same time, when you, a lot of these Fortune 500 companies, they have these ethical clause and they have these representation clause. And when you step outside, even if you're not on the clock, you represent the company, especially if you're in
I
a
don't
high.
agree with that.
But if you sign the contract, then you agreed it. And so you don't have to, but the person who signed the contract, they have to agree to it. And that's what they get paid for. And so when they sign this contract, they're saying that I will represent you in the public view even when I'm not here. And so, like, I think 2016, after Trump got elected, we saw a lot of people who jumped on the Trump bandwagon and then felt like they could say whatever they wanted to say. And so then we saw this representation of Karens and, you know, all kinds of people who were blocking black people in or preventing black people from going to certain places or keeping the Latino population from whatever. And so you saw these people who publicly performed in ways that were unethical, that were abusive, that were verbally abusive, and then they were called out.
I don't know. I just feel like if you're not an elected official, I really wouldn't give a fuck. I just wouldn't fuck with you. Like, if my coworker got blasted on Facebook for being rude and that for whatever reason, I ain't want to make it a black thing, I'm like, bitch, I don't fuck with you. But can you answer this report question? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it won't be no like, oh, hey, girl, let's go out. Or like, if we kiki at work and I'm like, well, girl, this is how you really feel. I don't fuck with you. Like, I don't think people, because in the day, like, it affects everybody in the family. Like, my daughter might not really be racist, but because I said something fucked up, now I lost my job and now my kids go hungry.
Right.
I just don't agree with that.
Yeah.
I feel like if you're not elected official, it should not matter. In my opinion, this is how I feel.
And we're not attacking you.
No, I'm just letting people know this.
Okay.
My opinion.
I personally feel like it has not benefited America or the culture, but it has made people feel better or safer at times. So take, for example, when the baby was like, oh, if you weren't just in the parking lot sucking dick, blah, blah, blah. Then when he got like semi-canceled or like canceled for 2 days, and a lot of the gay people community felt like, oh, like people have our backs and thank God people see that was ignorant for him to say and that was wrong and blah, blah, blah. So I feel like it gives temporary relief because it makes people feel like, oh, somebody hears us, somebody's on their side. I feel like everybody's entitled to their own opinion, but I feel like whether you're a political person, whether you're Macy Gray, whether you're in just like a whatever position of a platform, I think that you should just always be cognizant of how people are going to feel based on what you say. So, for example, if you want to go ahead and say something that you know for a fact is going to be controversial and it's that serious for you to say at that time, then say it and be prepared to deal with whatever backlash comes. However, there are certain opinions, like even when we're up here, I'm going to be open and honest, but some things I'm not going to say because I know that how that could trigger a certain audience. And it's like, I'm not afraid of that or hiding my truth, but it's just not that serious that I discuss it at this moment. So I think a lot of people should consider yeah, you do. But a lot of people should consider discuss it at this moment or don't discuss it at this moment and deal with all this or kiki to my homegirls about it. And I don't got to deal with all this.
But you know what? I think the big distinction is like when you say something, you stand behind it and you have a very specific intent when you say it. And so, number one, it's not really malicious. Like, I never get a malicious intent from any comment that you've ever made on the show.
Yeah. So.
But then there are people who are out there who intentionally make malicious comments towards other people, and they hold position of power. Hold on. And they hold position of power. And if the community who feels harmed feels like they have some power in turn to correct that action, why not?
Let me say this. So let's go to Netflix. Dave Chappelle comment. I didn't think his comment was that bad as people was in uproar saying he was all these things. So let's take it back. You remember that guy who got pushed off the stage when he was working on stage?
Oh, yeah.
They pushed him off.
Yeah.
Same thing happened to a white person. He was on stage, I think the little baby or the baby, pushed him off. With nobody outraged. That shit right there bothers me. And when it comes to all gay people like this, let me say that, but some gay people can say you got HIV, you're nasty, be rude to each other. But when somebody else say something, oh, cancel that bitch. But you were just talking about somebody 4 comments ago. Like right now, Gay Magazine, I love it. They keep up with the tea, but I don't like how they code switch to me. Like they posted a boy when he posted his, I guess he posted his thirst trap or whatever. Oh, he looks a mess. Oh, this and that. You don't think that's rude? Like, so fuck everybody else's feelings, but care about ours.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like the double standard.
standard.
Okay.
I'm very an equal playing field. So if you can dish it, you can take it.
I definitely agree with that. I'm gonna say that when the Caucasian person got pushed off the stage, just how when the gay person got pushed off, the community went off about that. The Caucasian community should have went off about that. So
Yeah.
like only because, and I don't want to like encourage or increase segregation. So I completely agree with what you said. It's a double standard, but we also have to look at, okay, the gay community does ride for the gay community, even when it's uncalled for. So some of the other cultures, even black on black, need to ride for each other, like how the gay community rides for each other. Caucasians need to ride for each other sometimes the way the gay people ride for each other. But I definitely agree with the double standard thing, though.
I'm just not. That's why, because I was offered to run for office. Like, I have a lot of political friends.
Yeah, but your mouth will not.
But and they told me, we need people like you. You're like the good Trump. I said no, because when I see bullshit, I'm gonna call it out.
Call it out.
I'm not gonna be
Well, I could honestly.
I'm not a political bitch.
I could be your
You're not.
campaign manager, and I think we could pull it off.
And
Like-
I can write your speeches.
We can pull it off. I think we could pull it off.
I say, I know this is bullshit. This is not how I feel. But like, cause I was really being groomed to run and do things. Cause
But no, in all seriousness, I could see you doing that. I think it would take a lot of you like turning off how you really, really feel. But I could see you doing that just because you're like, when you're like invested in something, you're going to make it known and you don't give a fuck. Like, you're going to talk about it. You're going to make something happen, whatever. So I
you
feel
just
like I
have
see
to
that for
be
you.
fair to me. And just because I'm black, I just can't cater to the black people. I have
Right.
Hispanics, I have
Right.
Latinos, I have Asians, I have all kind of things. So that's how I think when I have a public platform.
Right.
Yes, I'm black, but because I agree with everything what black people do, that made me anti-black people. Yes, I'm gay. I believe everything what gay people do made me anti-gay.
Right.
Like, you should have the freedom of opinions. And this is one thing I don't like about council culture. I have councils on good people. I'm here for it. But it's getting to a point where if you go against the norm, you're transphobic, you're homophobic, you're blackphobic, you're this phobic. All these phobias, it just gets on my nerve.
Yeah.
And it really irks my nerve when I see a person. I have to get people pages. I go through all their pages. I'm like, oh, ironic how you feel this way. But on September 30, 2010, you said this. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you talk shit too, but you make like, City Girls supposed to be canceled. Remember when Carisha said,
Yeah.
whoever said something rude, was Carisha or
About
JT?
what?
About something by gay boy. Now everybody loving the City Girl.
I didn't
So
hear about
it's
that.
just like,
Yeah, it was a while back.
they're very contradicting.
Yeah.
Oh, this bitch canceled, but ooh, carry your song. Like,
Right.
it's, to me,
Yeah.
it's stupid.
Yeah. And I think the bigger part is like, accept the person for their art and not them as a person. Like, and because
Thank you.
even
Say
with,
that again, Devin.
accept the person for their art and their contributions and not
Yes.
the person and their thoughts. So even like a lot of artists and like actresses and actors that we love, I'm pretty sure a lot of them do things and say things that we would not agree with, but we don't know because they're not saying it publicly. So like even with T and Tamara, I'm like, I like them for Sister.
Right.
Regardless of like the real and like other roles that they've played, the reason we know of them is because Sister. So regardless of like who's married to who, her husband might be doing this and that, whatever, let that be their business and we still celebrate her for her contribution that she's made and leave it at that.
You know
Like,
what?
I feel like that's how it should be.
I love R. Kelly music.
I do
I do
too.
too.
And I still step in the name of love.
But I don't play it anymore.
I still step in the name of love.
Because I feel
will,
like when it came out, and I blame our parents and the culture earlier, like older than us. Everybody saw that video when he was peeing on that girl, fucking that little 13-year-old girl. You could tell that was a baby. That was a child. And we still played R. Kelly. Yeah. So I found it very weird to me, like, why are we canceling him now? Did we not see the video? We was peeing on her and fucking her?
Because it sounds good to be like, oh, because he's a pedophile, I don't listen to his music. It sounds good for people to say that. I think that's why.
Yeah, but it's just weird to me. We should have canceled him back then.
I agree.
We shouldn't have. Why cancel him now?
Because he was still making money as after we saw that thing. Yeah.
Thank you. So to me, it's asinine. Like, I just don't get it. Like, I don't fuck with him because, like, I don't agree with that. But, like, it's, to me, that's what I'm talking when it comes to cancel culture. Like, it's, now, even with Bill Cosby, like, keep it real. Back in the day, there was a whole drug-infested era. The 70s was drugs. 60s, the hippie area, they all did drugs.
Right.
And I don't agree with this. when you going somewhere at 4 o'clock in the morning, baby, I'm not coming to talk to you about work, bitch. We're finna fuck.
Okay,
Or somebody's doing something that we wouldn't do between 8 and 5. So yes,
hold on.
if I'm coming at 4 a.m.
What
Is there a contract that needs to be signed at 4 a.m.?
Now, I don't agree when the girl said she woke up, she was next to the security guard. That's fucked up. Now, I'm not gonna lie, bitch. If I don't care if the fuck you, I don't fuck you. I don't fuck you, I don't fuck you.
And I better wake up to you, or you better wake me up. One of the two.
But when the girls, I'm not saying they right, they got drugged. I don't know if they got drugged or not. That's their truth. I hope they didn't lie about it. But if I'm going to T.I. Tyler room at 4 o'clock in the morning, bitch, I'm fit to do what it do.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not gonna talk. Oh, girl, let's chit chat.
Yeah, not at 4 o'clock.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, use your common sense.
Yeah, exactly. I agree.
Even the actors.
I pray that they weren't victims of anything.
I do
However, if you're going to me, if somebody even hits me up at 4 a.m.,
you know what's
whether
up.
I go or don't go. If you hit me up at 4 a.m., it's kind of like,
baby, his legs
open.
Like,
baby, like, what are we doing?
Right, come on.
Like,
Solomon, what you gonna say?
Really quick, would y'all go to T.I. and Tiny's room if they called y'all for?
Yes, only for T.I.
Would you go? But you gotta do stuff with Tiny too.
Okay, so to answer your question,
She can sing.
me personally, I can't with you. So to answer your question, and I'm gonna come back to you. So to answer your question, yes.
Okay.
But
And you would do stuff with Tiny too.
yeah, probably.
Okay.
Yeah. And so the thing is, like, victimization has no time frame. It has no time limit. And so it doesn't have to be between the hours of 8 and 5. It could be any hour. And look, they're like the whole Me Too movement. Like, we have seen so many videos and so much commentary on individuals who worked after hours in like the public sector, in the entertainment sector.
Right, industry.
And they were called to hotel rooms and this, that, and the other. It could be 12 o'clock in the morning, it could be 1 o'clock in the morning. And, you know, the perception is, I'm here to work, I'm here to do contracts, I'm here to do whatever, I'm here to talk about this, that, and the other. Look, and I get it. I hear what you're saying, you know, have some common sense. But at the same time, like, this is a person who, you have people who are thinking about their professional lives. They're not thinking that they're being hunted or preyed on.
Do professional things normally happen between midnight and 4 a.m.? Because if I'm coming at 4 a.m. to handle business, we can easily get up at 6 and I'll be there at 7 a.m. to handle business.
Okay. So I was like, thought you could be there now later.
And wait, let me say this too. Like, and then, you know, this issue when they talk about abuse of power. I think it was like on who did Star Trek or something she did way back in the day. She was like, yeah, he made me come to his room and have sex. No, he didn't force you.
No,
you had sex with him for that role.
Right.
So don't come back when your career dried up 40 years later about he took abuse. Because in the day, it's not abuse in my opinion. If he physically held you down and raped you, then that's the issue. Right. But if you laid down for that role, Trick, you lay down for that role. Yeah. It's been plenty of times, y'all, I could have slept my way to the top.
That was sex work that she did, basically.
Yeah.
Sex work.
Like, and I'm not mad since you was famous off of that shit.
That part.
You did good with that role. I hope you rode that dick and it made you good. But don't come back and be like, oh, he took advantage of me. No, girl, he didn't. Nah, if he didn't hold you down,
you worked for that route.
Yeah, exactly.
You did what you did.
Okay, so there may be multiple truths here. And so that may be true. But at the same time, again, when we're looking at these contracts and they have these ethical clauses,
For example,
that no fraternization, like I just read a contract earlier today when you couldn't have any inappropriate contact with a client or with a subordinate. And so when you sign, you're agreeing that this is inappropriate. And so if it happens, then you get whatever consequence happens.
Yeah.
Which is true, but I'm talking about for the entertainment industry.
The same thing holds true because this is an industry.
If you had sex for a role, you had sex for a role. It's okay. I'm not judging you for it.
Well, like, I agree. Like, if you were having sex for a role,
I would.
If you're having sex for a role and that's what you want to do, that's fine. That's okay. But you also have the person who is in power also has to realize that they can come for that ass later down the line. Because you signed a contract.
Okay, so you're saying by them even putting themselves out there.
Before you signed a contract, though, it's just like you're saying, let's say I want to be on your movie, right? Mm-hmm. He said, I give you this part, come up to my room for you. I'm gonna have sex with you for the part.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I didn't sign nothing yet. I
No,
know I posted.
You're the actor. You're the actress. Or
Yeah,
you're the actor.
yeah.
But you're the industry
Producer.
person. You're
Right.
the producer. But you signed a contract for ethical. There's an ethical clause in your contract.
Yeah.
And so
Oh.
if you make an advancement towards him, it is Tay's responsibility to say no. But if Tay says yes, then whatever you do later on down the
Even
line.
for your personal stuff.
What do you mean?
Like, what if I just want to write my own movie and I ain't got no clauses?
I don't know.
I ain't
Don't
work for
ask me.
WB or CNN or anything like
Okay,
that.
so if you
I'm
like
talking about for like
independent.
people who are just independent.
And they're
But
like,
that-
come work for me.
But
Right,
that's not what
okay.
we had been talking about.
I was talking about stuff like that.
Okay. So we were on different pages.
Okay.
Which is fine. So yeah, if you want to have sex with Tay, well, pause. So if you, the actor, want to have sex with Tay, the producer, and you're just trying to come up in the industry and do what you want to do on your own, that's probably fine. But
Yeah.
if you are trying to come up in his industry, that's not okay.
Okay, I can agree with that. But again, if you do it, don't come back, in my opinion, 40 years later talking about he took advantage of it.
And like, if you had sex for a role you did, is it fair? No, but
people do it.
people do it, and for some reason, your talents kind of didn't make it. Your
Let me
sex
say this,
did.
y'all. I
don't
could
know.
be right now on a big network if I did something nasty with this person.
You should have.
Was he not attractive?
Hell the fuck no. He was old and
Ooh.
ugly. And I was not going to do that
What did he
shit.
want you to do? Everything? Or
Have
just...
sex. Like, like when I was on a something, I was I was that boy. I was popping. I was everywhere.
Right.
And then I was like, oh, let me get to the next level. He was like, oh, I want you. First, he was like, oh, come to dinner with me. And I'm like,
Okay, that's cool.
we
can
go to
do
dinner.
Right, we can
It's
dinner.
nothing wrong. And then it was this.
Oh, yeah.
And I said, oh, you want this? And I said, oh, in my life, I said, oh, bitch, this ain't gonna work.
Yeah.
So after that, that ended.
Okay, but look at the story. Look at the story. So you were invited to dinner, and that's how it typically
That's how it
starts.
starts.
When we see these stories on what is that, Lifetime or whatever.
Lifetime.
But it was 4:00 in the morning. I wasn't expecting that to happen at 8 o'clock.
It could be at 8 o'clock. It could be at 10 o'clock. It doesn't
It
matter.
still
But
went from
it's-
business to dinner
It went from business to dinner
to
and
leg
then-
ropes.
But you also have to realize you're a different personality. Like you're a fucking firecracker. And so like imagine somebody else who gets a hand on the knee and they don't have that kind of personality. They're more reserved. And they don't have the self-esteem or the self-worth to speak up for themselves. And then stuff happens. Like that's what
I don't
because
agree
that's
with that 'cause you had a
made
choice.
You made a decision like, ew, I don't want this, but oh God, I want this movie role. Like, you have a decision, but you're like, oh God, I'm gonna just let it happen. Like,
How many times
I agree with Devin just
I'm not
said.
saying that it's right or wrong, or what I would do it or not do it, but I'm just saying that once you get the leg rubbing and stuff, you kind of have a decision like, damn, I know what you want and I know what I want, so it's giving you what you want worth getting what I want.
Well, yeah, I mean, okay, so I agree with that. I think there is a negotiation there.
Yeah.
I think we're always negotiating spaces.
Right.
Right.
But at the same time, sometimes someone else's negotiation is a little bit stronger.
Like they
They're
pressure.
present.
Like they
I'm
swayed.
sorry,
like they swayed
I cannot
you.
agree with that because you have a choice.
How'd
You're
you
not
get to my
physically
hotel room?
forced. I cannot agree
Because
with
how'd
that.
you get from dinner to the hotel room?
Look, I haven't exploited anybody, and I haven't been exploited, so I don't know.
Well, hypothetically, one would have to decide, I'm leaving the
To
restaurant
go.
with you to go to your hotel room, and you know if you were touching my
You
leg
know
at
what
dinner.
exactly. I
you
know
know what we about to
what's
do.
up.
Just
Like-
because they touch your leg and stuff, that's not. They don't give you the right to just automatically assume that that's what's about to go down.
No, so let me tell you something.
But you
No,
should
that's
assume
if
that
a
that's what's about
producer
to go
touches
down.
my leg throughout the dinner, and I'm steady doing this, and he be like, "Come to my room." I know what the fuck you're trying to do.
Right.
So either I'm gonna go
Or not go.
or I'm not gonna go. So I'm sorry. That's a weak-minded person. I'm not here.
I'm
for
not going
it.
to say weak-minded.
Weak-minded.
But I'm
I won't
just
say
saying
weak-minded, but I will say
I
a
didn't say
decision.
Weak-minded.
But I
And
will
if
say a
you
decision was
weak-minded
made.
bitch.
Either went or didn't go.
Some people just think differently. Like
But some people
I mean,
don't mind
naive-
fucking for
you have
both.
naive
Like
people.
they might. be
Okay,
okay
so let's
with
say you're a naive fucking Karen.
There you go.
And then you go up to the room, and then he start getting naked. Are you gonna stay, Karen?
Not this Karen.
Like, come on now. I give you naive. You can't be naive. I mean, somebody said touching my legs 15 times right dinner.
Right.
You still don't get
And
it.
to be honest, 9 out of 10, I knew you wanted me before dinner because you just know when somebody's kind of giving you.
I would say this.
I
I did not know that. For me personally,
At
for
all?
my truth, he was this friendly. He was this cool. He wants to see me elevate.
So he was giving.
I was the
mentor
first
at
gay
first.
person on the thing. So he was like, "Oh, you're bringing in this and that. I love you."
So he was giving mentor, basically.
mentor to
Okay.
me. So then he went from mentor to want to fuck.
Right.
And I said, "Baby, no." Now, if he was cuter or younger,
Then it would have been
then
like.
that would have been something.
Right.
I'm not gonna sit here and lie. He just was ugly. I was like, "Girl, if I'm gonna have sex with you, girl, at least let me be attracted."
Okay.
But let's go to the
No
letter,
more
y'all.
wine.
Yeah, let's get to the letter because we.
The production's telling us to hurry the fuck up.
Okay.
All right, so this is the segment of our show where we read one of the letters that someone has written into us, and you can write letters to us at what is our email again?
Open Relationship Podcast at gmail.com.
And that's the one that works, right? And then you could also
Girl,
send us. And then you can also send DMs to any of our Instagrams, or you can also send DMs to our main Instagram page at Open Relationship Podcast.
And it's called Left on Red.
So again, this is the segment Left on Red. So this letter reads, I've been with my girlfriend for 5 years now. We live together. At one point, we did take a short break to focus on us, and we decided to get back together, and we've been back together since. Marriage was once a big topic we used to always talk about. I love her very much, and I want to marry her, and I can't see myself with anyone else. She recently decided that marriage is off of the table, and I asked her if it was someone else, and she said, hell no. She said never, she's just not ready, and that we are not ready. It's been 5 years now, and at this point, what are we doing? Just shacking up? Am I a fool to be sticking around, or am I being too pushy? Life is too short to just be giving someone your all and not knowing where it's going. If you were me, what would you do, and how would you handle the situation?
That's
That's a
good.
really
This
good
is
one.
a good letter.
Like a genuine.
I
like,
respect
wanna
this.
know.
You're not a dumb bitch.
Right.
Okay, I give you that.
All of our letters have been really good.
Now,
'cause
some
they-
people have been dumb
very
bitches.
But they have generated some very stimulating conversation.
Right. We'll say that. I'll go first with this one. I'll say that only you know what you want, and the other person knows what they want.
Right.
So I think it's time, like, no matter what, I think a lot of times when we get in relationships, it's like, okay, we're both on this page, we both thinking this and that, but then life changes sometimes, and you just end up not on the same page. Mm-hmm. So I feel like have a conversation, and again, if she's like, oh, we're not ready, blah blah blah, if you absolutely cannot wait any longer, then don't wait, because you know marriage is your goal.
Right.
But if you feel like it's worth the wait, let me give you another year or two, whatever, then I say it sounds like you really love this person, so do it. If I were in this situation, again, we're living together, we're having sex, we talked about marriage, but now all of a sudden we don't, like, it's not happening, then I have no choice but to feel like it's time for me to move on.
I say leave.
That's it.
That's all I got. Leave. At the end of the day, you want marriage. This person is telling you no. Hear the no and move on.
Yeah.
But then she said we're not ready, so I feel like she's just kind of like.
It's been 5 years.
I'm gonna say
I would
this.
leave too. I'm just saying she did say she wants marriage, but not right now.
It's 5 years.
I'm gonna say this. So 5 years to me is a long. I don't know how old y'all are, but baby, only getting older.
That's a long ass time.
So-
to be
Old
together.
enough to write a letter.
And then I don't agree with people be engaged for 5-6 years. They give them the ring to shut them.
Y'all don't want to get married. Y'all
And
don't want to get
then
married.
they still don't get married. Like, bitch,
Yeah,
you
y'all don't
want
want
to
to get married. Yeah.
And you know some people that actually are
Exactly. I
like
know
that.
people like that. So for me, if I would ask you a question like, I might not be seeing what she's saying or
Right.
he's saying.
Right.
So tell me why you feel like we're not ready.
Right.
And if I feel like it's understandable or it's
Okay.
suffice, then
That's a
I
good
will
point.
stay.
Okay.
But I feel like that's bullshit, I will leave. Because let me tell you something, y'all. And I'm guilty of it too. We stay when we are comfortable because we know the person and all this stuff.
That's true.
Don't settle your feelings to make anyone else happy, because that your happiness matters. And if you feel like you're ready and you know you're ready, and the opposition the person gave you was not like you didn't understand it, you didn't agree with it, you have the right to leave. And you have the right. It's okay to leave. It's okay to start over, you guys. And I'm speaking for myself. Starting over can be scary. It can be hard. It can be intimidating. It can be new ground. But it's okay to start over.
And finding someone that is on
They're
the
gonna
same
love
page, that's
you.
ready for
But you know
marriage,
what?
ready for.
I take my answer back. I do take my answer back. Because if this other person is financially mature, emotionally immature, and they're like, I see these goals for ourselves, and you were just talking about have that conversation,
Right?
If they're saying, I see this for ourselves, and we're just not there yet. And if that's something that I can accept and that's something that I want as well, then I think that's a different conversation. But for right now, where it is, from what we're seeing, they've broken up before. Yeah. They've been together for 5 years.
To focus on themselves.
Right, to focus on themselves. And so if you focus on yourselves and then got back together and said that we're ready, then go for it. But if you've broken up, you gotten back together, and you're still not ready, then
it's 5 years.
Yeah. But if person number 2 has a credit score of 800 and you have a credit score of 300, and they're like, baby, I need you to come up to like 500 or like 700.
Okay.
Like, that's understandable.
That's understandable.
So that goes to what you were saying, where like it depends what they're saying. So that's fair.
I had to speak to your love language with credit scores.
There you go.
I tell everybody, I be like, do you know Rodney will ask somebody on the first date,
yes,
and he don't mind.
Exactly. I said, listen. Oh, go ahead. We're not gonna get off topic. We're not gonna get off topic.
Okay. Well, I agree with all you said. Actually, I just feel like 5 years is definitely a long time, and again, life is short. I just feel like even when you have a partner and stuff, you still have to think about yourself and put yourself first and what you need. So I will always say, make sure that you love yourself enough to know when enough is enough. If you feel like 5 years has been a long time and it's not going anywhere and you don't see it progressing, then baby, love yourself to let it go. Let her know, like, I love you, but I love myself more.
Yes, love yourself to let it go. I like that slogan. Love yourself to let it go.
Love yourself and let it go. We always dropping good
nuggets.
Exactly. Before you close off, I'm going to say this. So, to the girl who disagree with my comment.
Oh, God, girl.
It is all love here. Okay. So, I don't hate you. You might not agree with somebody else on this panel. So we welcome everything, the good, the bad, and the ugly here. And we also welcome comments who want to, if y'all want topics. I see today that someone suggested topics we talk about. Please send that in, you guys. We doing this for y'all.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? This show is for y'all. Yes. This is a safe place for everyone to grow, heal, learning, and love. Us too. But y'all matters because y'all help get the money. So I'm not going to say that. I'm going to disagree.
And y'all send us letters. Y'all give us feedback. So it's really what we wanted, which was an open conversation, dialogue between us and viewers. So again, even like, the slick stuff I said earlier, I appreciate it. You know what I mean? Like sometimes I don't want to see stuff, but it's fun and it's feedback and it's just a part of the territory. So we definitely welcome it. We appreciate it. And we thank y'all. Episode 10 was a really big deal. And the feedback that y'all gave was an even bigger deal. Yes. So I'm just excited. I'm ready to keep going.
It's ready to get picked up.
Yes.
I had to do something this time, though.
All right, well, good enough.
I'm getting old.
Okay. So this time, do it. This time, do it.
Do a little something strange for some change.
Take one for the team.
What's it?
It's okay, do it.
Be like, don't ask no questions, bitch. We got the contract. This motherfucker signed.
Okay.
Just know I had to do what I had to do.
That
part. Oh my God.
Oh, Jesus. I love y'all.
I love it.
This was so good.
It was.
All right. Thank you all for coming and joining the four of us as we swallow hard topics and spit out difference of opinions.
See you next time, guys.
Bye over there.
See y'all. 1-1.